Hi everyone, so I did a post this morning and it was based around a quote, which is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And this quote was said to me by my stepdad about 12 years ago. And at the time I just thought, I've no idea what you mean, and dismissed it. He does find it quite humorous now that I very often bring it up, and I use it kind of a way of pulling myself back to the here and now and the choices that I make. So I wanted to do a little bit of a video, self-awareness video, just around choices. So choices that we make as adults tend to be very much influenced by what's going on around us. So our work life, our social life, our commitments, our responsibilities, and I want to kind of strip all that back. So I'd like you all to think about when you were at school. So you go through your school life and you're told what to do. So you're told what subjects to study, you have to go to English, you have to go to maths, and then you reach a point where you can make a decision. You can make a decision to choose your options. So you can choose subjects that you want to study. And that feeling of excitement and, being a grown up and being able to take control of what you want to study is such an amazing feeling. I've been thinking about it this morning and I can feel inside how excited I was, the dreams and the ambitions that I had and what I wanted to do. And then you've got to persuade your parents or your grandparents or whoever the person is that you live with that your idea of what you want to study is right. So you kind of get all this information and all this emotion to back up. You really think about backing up what it is you want to do and feel very strongly about it. Whether it's that you're going to drop French and you're going to be able to study drama, you need to be able to get permission, really, and persuade others that you know what you want to do. So a lot of thought goes into that. And then when you leave school, you have more decisions, more choices to make. So whether that's you go to sixth form or college or you get a job, and again, that feeling of empowerment and your ability to take over the control of your life. It's a really exciting time. And as life progresses, what tends to happen is the choices that we make, we may reflect and think, I wish I'd not done that, or I wish I'd not done this, and if only I'd have done this. When really you made the choice of what you did at the time to suit your circumstances at the time. So I guess what I'm saying there is try not to focus on, when you're thinking about where you are now, if you're not entirely happy with where you are now, rather than pulling yourself down and thinking about what you should have done and what you could have done, you made those decisions, you made those choices, and those choices aren't written in stone. You'll make so many choices throughout your life. I mean, I'm coming up to 40 now, and I've made so many choices in my life. And at one point in my life, I was so hard on myself. So, what did you do that for? It's, that's a stupid choice. And then, when I started my counselling training, I was very much like, why didn't I do this ages ago? And I spent a lot of time looking back. And now I accept the choices that I make. And actually, the choices that I made were right for me at that time. But we can get stuck and we feel stuck, like we can't make a different choice. And we use excuses. We use the fact that, finances or responsibilities, we look at those things and think, well, no, I can't do anything now because I'm a mum. So I can't go back to university. I'll never be able to afford it. And I can't do this and I can't do that. And I'd like to do that, but I can't. So all the time that you're saying that you can't do things, this inner kind of resentment towards your life, towards yourself, kind of grows. So I'd like you to think about how happy you are in your life, And I'd like you to think about how much time you spend kind of thinking about past choices and regretting and looking at them regretfully. I'd then like you to think about that time at school. The time at school when you had, you was looking at the world through a teenager's eyes, and you felt that sense of empowerment and excitement, and I really want you to connect with that feeling. And then when you've connected with that feeling, and I'd love you to share, how this kind of exercise works for you, I want you to think about choices that you want to make and the reasons why you're not making them. So connect with that feeling, get that excitement back. Think about, really make it real. Think about friends that you spoke about, the reason why you made those choices, what you wanted from your life then. And really engage yourself with those feelings, because that can be really powerful. You need to connect with the feelings. And then, like I say, look at the choices you want to make now and why you're not making them. And when you think about why you're not making them, I want you to think about how you can make the choices that you want to make. So yeah, I need to keep this video short because my memory on my phone is so full. So I'm going to leave it there. But please give me some feedback. If you want to share what choices you made at school, and whether you want to be an astronaut and what you're doing now, it'd be great. It'd be great to hear. And yeah, let's kind of look at the choices and take it from its first point, which was the first choice that we made. Okay, thanks everyone.